Hey guys, and in this video, I'm going to show you and talk to you what all the acronyms and vernacular means in the NFT language, okay? There's a lot of holders, a lot of people in there that use certain words that they use, and just to have fun. It's a very young crowd for the most part, and they use a lot of acronyms. And so what I want to do is just make sure you don't feel so lost when you hear some of these things. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because I've got it all written down inside of our resource, and you can get access to that very simply. If you found us on YouTube for whatever reason, this is part of a series of videos that I put together to help newbies and even veterans get started and use and purchase NFTs. Now, of course, this is not investment advice. It's completely novelty and entertainment purposes only, and I am not your NFT guru, punk. All right, so what I want to do though is if you've enjoyed some of these videos, I want to let you know it's okay to share it, especially to people who you talk to or have talked to you about NFTs. If you find this a good resource, it's all completely free. You can go to secretnftgroup.com. If it's not available yet, it will, so keep checking back. But you'll also be invited to our Discord channel. You'll get my secret resource. And also you'll get access to all of these videos. Of course, you can go watch them on YouTube right now and just make sure to share them out. All right, let's go ahead and get started. See you on the next part. Okay, awesome. Well, this is the secret resource guide that I'm going to be hooking you guys all up with. And you can see it's got a part for pretty much every single training in here. But what I want to do is get into this training. I put it as number 4. You might be seeing it as a later date or a sooner date. I actually kind of think it's something that you should go through at first. So that way, when you hear it in the Discord channels or the Twitter or some tweet, you know what the heck that they're talking about when you see these acronyms or when you see these words that people kind of spew all over the internet. So let's go ahead and look at some of these acronyms and slang meanings. So you'll see sometimes people say PLF. What the heck does that mean? Well, it's pre-launch program. Basically, it's just like what's your PLF? People will ask that, and basically it's what program do you have set up. Some programs have utility. Some of them will give you extra airdrops, which means more NFTs inside of your wallet in the future just for holding them or not selling them. You want to know what their whole market launch plan is, their pre-launch plan, and what they're doing to grow or hack the actual growth. Are they doing contests? Are they doing whitelisting and stuff like that? The next thing is PFP, picture for proof on your profile. This is kind of neat. This is something that Twitter is going to be coming out with soon, where they'll actually allow you to somehow connect your wallet, I think, and then show that you own that picture, which means you have commercial rights to that picture, and you could actually use it in advertising or whatever you want to do because you own those commercial rights. And it's kind of a neat feature that will help identify who you are potentially in the future inside of digital media like Twitter. And so people sometimes will say that. The next word is copped. So sometimes when you're purchasing an NFT, you'll use the word I copped a couple of these fancy Frenchies, or I copped a couple of these bananas, whatever they are, okay? Solana bananas, whatever they are. I copped them, okay? Gas wars. You'll see this a lot. A gas war is a term to describe a ridiculous surge in gas prices. This is something I hope goes away eventually, because anything that's on top of the Ethereum blockchain, when you're doing a mint, you can actually adjust your gas settings, and you can adjust them high, which will get you through there. But it gets so crazy to where people are losing a lot of money because of this. They'll set their gas prices high, and then they'll lose that money because it wasn't high enough. It's a blind voting system, or a blind auction in a sense. One thing I think is a complete disgrace in this industry, and it really tries to kind of keep me away from doing anything Ethereum based. However, the big dogs are in the Ethereum space, but sometimes it's better to go for the secondary market. Unless you're going to find something that you can get while the gas prices are low and there's not a lot of minting going on. Sometimes some mints take longer. They don't happen right away. It doesn't mean it's a bad project. I've seen some great projects that have longevity and are being built by someone that already has a coin or a token and has a lot invested into the space already. Something like that. It's got to have legs, and it's got to have something to make you want to get past it. There's more information about it there. The next thing is called floor price. The floor price, you'll see this inside of OpenSeas, you'll see this inside of any of the secondary markets, and basically what the floor is the lowest traded pricing of that particular NFT. Some NFTs have higher pricing because they have more rarity, and that means that they're actually worth more, okay? Sweep the floor. This is where usually you're going to hear this term from some of the developers where they'll say, hey, we're going to actually sweep the floor. And what that means is they're going to increase the price floor by buying everything that's under the mint price. That'll control the price that hopefully would be above the mint price. Usually there's a lot of buzz, a lot of stuff going on right after a mint or right before a mint with whitelisters, and the prices can be a bit inflated. Another thing though that happens is if it's not doing so well, then a certain percentage of the money that goes into royalties, they'll actually come in, the developers will come in and sweep the floors, keep the price above mint, and they'll burn those, which will create even more scarcity. Those are great projects to be a part of in my mind. The next thing is called rarity. So every NFT has attributes, and the rarer, the more unique traits one has, okay? So basically it's just saying it's more rare at certain levels. That means that you can sell them for more. Sometimes it's harder to find the buyers. You can definitely sell something a lot quicker on the floor. However, you can get a lot more money for something that's higher rarity as long as you're willing to wait. A lot of times too, that's another use for the word we'll get into. It's called sniping. I thought I said it already. Next thing is aping in or aped in. That's when you buy something and you believe it's a good deal and has a future value. So you like aped into something. The next thing is Twitter raids. Okay, you know what Twitter is? A great growth strategy is to get your user base or to get the community excited about it. And one of the things that they do is they'll do contests to get you to raid Twitter with retweeting something that's being posted from the developer or from the project itself. Rug pull. I really hope that you don't be a part of any of these. However, I've been part of a couple that actually turned into a good thing. So even though we lost money, the community was somehow able to continue inside of the Discord channel, and we actually, as a community, turned it into something else. So there's been even some bad, but there's been some sunshine even when it's raining in some of these certain situations. This is basically when a project goes dead and the developers, they basically pull the rug and everyone's money with it, okay? The next thing is called wrecked. That's when someone has experienced a heavy financial loss due to a wrong trade or investment. So you get into something that goes down, you lose money, you trade it for less, which is something, let's just make an oath right here that if something, you purchase something that you'll never sell it unless it's for more than you invested into it, unless you absolutely need the liquidity, okay? Make your hand up and say, I will not sell it for less than I buy it, regardless of what the market is doing. Markets will come back. You know, there's ebb and flows. This is what happens when people get FOMO and they think they need to go to the next project because they're out of money and they get wrecked. All right, so the next thing is called paper hands. And that kind of goes into what getting wrecked it would be about. Someone who, someone selling and could be at a loss, right? Launch goes, it's not going as good when it hits the secondary market. They sell it. Now they went paper hand and they're wrecked, okay? Diamond hands, that's what we want to try to be, but we also want a time when we sell these things as well. So if you're not looking to hold it or doesn't have a lot of utility in something that you just purchased, go ahead and list it for what you think it'd be worth. Maybe a 3x, maybe a 5x, what you think it might go to. You might be able to sell that pretty quickly, and you'll obviously not be diamond-handed anymore, but you'll be in the profit, and I think that's where we all want to be. The next thing is blue chip. So like blue chip stocks, it has a list of top earnings. Think of that as like future value of certain projects that you could get into that would be considered a blue chip, which is basically going to be like your top 25 NFTs, future NFTs that have, utility and have a lot of reasons to hold on to them and have exclusivity and have scarcity because everybody's holding them and they don't want to sell them, that is where you find blue chip. Okay. Next one is WAGMI, which means we are gonna make it, or we're all gonna make it. So like a lot of times you'll see this WAGMI, you'll see it just means like we're all gonna make it, we're all together in this, like we're all making it. NGMI, not gonna make it, right? So it's just basically saying not gonna make this one. GMI, going to make it. So you just say GMI, going to make it. Okay. The next one is called whitelisted or whitelisting. This is the best way to get into projects, period, especially these ones that go bananas with following. They just grow exponentially, and they have all kinds of contests. Mainly, some of them are just helping them grow the community base itself, and they have ways to set up bots that will track that inside of Discord itself, and so you'll be able to see how many you've gotten, and you could even open up tickets and stuff like that in there where you can talk to some of the moderators and get whitelisted if they miss you for whatever reason. I did that the other day. They're like, okay, you're in, and then they invite you to a secret whitelisting only Discord channel inside of there, and that's where you know you've made it. And then they're eventually going to want your wallet address, so that way when you go to pick it up, it recognizes you based off your wallet address. Next thing is Snipe, which is something I said a minute ago, to buy someone's loss, and that's when someone is selling at a loss and has something that is rare, or rarity. So that's what we call sniping. It's where the market dips and also could be controlled by whales. We've seen whales purchase high, sell low on purpose, drives the market down. It's like a little economy, drives it down. And then unfortunately, people who go paper hand because they're like, oh no, I'm losing my money. You haven't lost anything until you sold, just like the stocks. And so that's what happens there. People paper hand and then you snipe. Okay, you come in and just snipe those out. Snipe those paper hands out. And those paper hand people they're not going to last long. It's just there's a new flow of new paper hands constantly, right? But they won't last long because they'll be out of money. Unless I get some good wins. You never know. And that's the cool thing about this, is even if you don't know what you're doing, you could easily have some wins. And if you don't know what you're doing, you could especially have some losses. I want to just make sure that you guys are equipped with as much as you can so you can have wins. LFG, let's effing go. So we'll see that a lot. And that is really it, guys. I just want to end on that note. Well, what I will do is, as I hear more vernacular, more slang, I will add to this list. This list is going to continue to grow. So I want to make sure that you guys realize that it'll continue to grow as we build our group here inside of Discord. We've got some really special things coming, but I'm just excited about this. I want to make sure that you guys have everything you need to make a great decision, and you don't FOMO too hard, and you don't play into too much FUD. And if you don't know what any of that means, I'm going to try to remember to put a video here from 2017 or 18 that was actually when I was talking about crypto, and I actually go into all the vernacular there where we talk about FUD and FOMO and all that stuff. But anyways, I'm going to leave you on that hand. Remember to share this with somebody. You could take the link from YouTube, but they even have a share button on the bottom right-hand side. This way, I'm not sure what side my video is going to show on, but you could actually just go there. I think it's going to be that side, right? You can actually go there, and they actually have share links, I believe, where you can share this to both YouTube and Twitter. Again, this is great for reciprocity. Help us build the group and help and educate other people so they don't fall for scams. I see them all the time, and I feel ultimately sorry for them because they didn't have the right information, or they trusted into a project too much and they lost their money and they got wrecked. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that. Hope you guys are doing good, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.